Hey everyone, welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. I'm Dylan here with Max Loga, back from his vacation. Today will be Friday, September 26th. And today's episode 145 of Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. Pick, is brought to you by our mom's birthday. Our mother turns a birthday of some sort of age on Sunday, September 28th. So happy birthday, Mom! The OG GHLer.
I think it's her golden birthday. I think she's turning 28 on the 28th, right?
Nailed it. That's right. Episode 145 of Legal Teaching Engineer Sports. Pick is brought to you by Mrs. Loga. Let's get it going. Episode 145 of Legal Teaching Engineer Sports. What's that in reference to, Max?
The Detroit Tigers. All they need is a miracle. A
Hmm.
miracle, the grace of God, a strike by lightning, a something.
Yep. So I changed spots tonight for the podcast. I'm in an elementary school. No, I'm not banned from elementary schools. Reed, Matt, Ryan, Cody. I am not. I can't come within elementary schools. So I changed it up for the luck, the grace of God, something to change. So we're here. We still believe. We'll get into it a little bit. Ugh. What are we doing today?
Yeah. My head's kind of clouded, but we're going to do our round table. We're going to rip some questions. We're going to have Vino's moment. We're going to have a Serenity Now, maybe, DM slide. And then we're going to get to our picks.
Nailed it. As a reminder, if you are a GHLer who listened to this podcast, remember to say happy belated birthday to our mother on Monday, September 29th. Vino's vocalized vibration brought to you by Vino. Let's get it going. I'll lead off. Shout out to Michigan football head coach suspensions. The Michigan football team is 8-0 in the last 3 years when they suspend a head coach for a game. So shout out to all the assholes out there. You're the real ones.
Yeah, that's a good one. The fact that they try to put them down, but they just keep winning. Just keep on winning.
Yep, that's
Uh,
right.
and for those GHLers that may be saying, oh, they just play crappy teams, not so fast. It started with Penn State in Penn State. So
Ohio State, Ohio State,
Ohio State. So not so fast there, my friend, on that. So
Nebraska,
I know GHLers are thinking like that. Um,
Central Michigan,
there was a couple for Jim early on there too last year.
Eastern Carolina.
Fresno State. Vino's vibration moment kind of goes with Michigan football too, but it's a tip of the hat, sniff of the bowl for the art of a bet. A bet is a bet. So shout out to Will Compton for following through with a bet of a bet. He bet Taylor Lewan. Will Compton's a Nebraska guy. Taylor Lewan, a Michigan man. They made a friendly bet of losing team had to shave their head. I don't think face. I think he still got eyebrows. But he had to shave his head completely bald and then donate $50,000 to the other team's NIL fund. And he did both of those the day after. So shout out to him for following through.
Yep. Will Compton bought Michigan a middle linebacker, and yeah, shout out to him. So
Yeah.
thanks. Good one. Good one. Good one. All right, let's move on to DM Slide, and brought to you by Pop Shot. Looking for a competitively fun way to sharpen your shooting skills? Look no further than the original arcade basketball game that's been forming phenoms and battle testing ballers for over 40 years. Pop Shot, great for some family fun or a 30-year-old party of one. Max, who DM did you slide into?
So this is was tough for me. We led the podcast off with the Tigers. I really want to DM Scott Harris. I have one typed up.
Go fuck yourself.
I
No,
have
sorry.
one typed up, but
Sorry, elementary school.
yeah, dude, come on now. I've heard worse in elementary schools. It's okay. But I'm not going to send it. But my DMX line would be to Scott Harris in regards of like what Dylan said, get your head out of your ass.
No, no, no. His hair wouldn't fit. Wait, give it some time. All right, we'll talk through this, but give it some time.
All right. Who are you DM sliding into?
Also Tigers related, a beat writer named Cody Stavenhagen, works for The Athletic. Has sent some very depressing tweets as of late, and that's really it. I sent him basically like, "Hey, we're aligned. Want to get on for our playoff preview slash what the fuck happened? I mean, what the f happened?" Um, no response yet. This was via the Twitter, so we'll see. We'll keep everyone attuned on that fact.
Going through the
All
X.
right.
I like that. Getting off the grid,
Yeah.
going through the X.
Yep. Going through the X, the everything app. Let's go to the round table, and we must start with the Tigers. We're wearing Tigers gear because why?
Well,
We're going to the Tigers party tonight.
yeah, I was gonna say we're going to a Tigers party.
We're getting celebrated as the hardest working crew in all of Comerica Park, the Ushers. We're getting celebrated tonight.
Yeah. Get to get on the field, get some free food, hopefully win something that's signed. I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Get to see the dugout, Priority Club, been there, done that, whatever, Like big dogs like us don't need that tour, but we'll go. Um, yeah, that's why we're dressed like this. Nothing to do with the current state of affairs, which are
Decimal, miserable,
higher,
dumpster.
burning, dumpster, big time. So they've lost, I believe, 10 of 11, could be 11 of 12. The Tigers have. What do you think the core problem is, Max?
Uh, the fact that everybody that gets into a batter's box on it wearing a Detroit Tigers D wants to hit it 10,000 feet
Yep.
instead of just poking that ball over the second baseman for a single and doing that 3 times over. I don't get it. Watching Riley Green take at bats and swings as a professional athlete is disgusting. Me as an average Joe sitting on my couch, he's trying to pull the ball to right field. If a GHLer could comment the last time Riley Green hit the ball to left field, I'd be blown away. Dylan's giving me an eyebrow raise like he just did.
Yeah, he did. So you didn't watch the game very well. I know you were working last night. He punched a single through to left field, went with the ball. So the person you should be attacking is not Riley Green. He's actually taken better at bats as of
Mm.
late. It's Kerry Carpenter.
Okay.
Kerry Carpenter looks like a double A hitter. He's not. He's not a major league. I don't know. Like it's Kerry Carpenter. Everything you just said, just put it on Kerry Carpenter. Riley Green did go to left field. The sickest thing is Google starts Tuesday, right? Gives up 3 runs, I believe, total. He only got 1 run in production.
Yeah.
He gave up 2 runs. No, I think 3 runs in 1 inning. Yeah, because they're up 2-0. He got 2 runs. So he gave up 3 runs 1 inning, and no ball got hit out of the infield during that inning. Two bunt singles, a swinging bunt, an error by Skubal, and just a wild pitch. It's just wild. Like the Guardians are doing what you would have hoped as a Tigers fan the Tigers would be doing, and it's disgusting to watch. The lack of want to put the ball in play. 19 strikeouts on Tuesday as a Tigers team. Disgusting. But there's hope.
But yeah, with all that being said, it's crazy to say that there's still hope. They get a win tonight. They're back even Steven with Guardians, and then they just got to go take care of business. So, I mean, there is hope to win the AL Central. Maybe they
Yeah.
just wanted to feel playoff baseball still in September. I don't know. Just they wanted to reincarnate last year, I guess, which is fine to an extent. But Dylan, you hit the nail on it. You kind of grazed over it. Their lineup is triple A, double A.
Yeah.
That's all
You
it
said
all
it all year.
is. It's awful, and that's why Scott Harris's butt should feel very, very warm forever.
Yeah, no, Scott Harris is an asshole. Yeah, the lineup's not that good, but that bats that they're taking are horrible.
Yeah.
We're hoping to have Reed and Ryan Rothmiller on next week to talk playoff baseball and hopefully not the demise of the Detroit Tigers. Um, it's just the quality of at bats. It's been not there, and it's swinging for the fences when it's not needed. But hopefully things turn around. The Astros have been putting their dicks in lava just as much as the Tigers have, so it's worked out a little bit. Detroit goes to Boston this weekend. No Crochet. He pitched his last game of the year last night. So honestly, there's a good chance. I think there's a chance Tigers still get in the playoffs. Not a great chance to win the AL Central, which is very, very sad. Just get in, and more likely than not, they'll play the Guardians again. And you just never know with playoff baseball. So just get in, find out. I've said a lot of mean, sad, angry things. Those will all be forgiven with some wins. Let's move on. Detroit Lions beat Baltimore. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm back. Uh, After the Green Bay game, I was kind of maybe the Lions have a slippery slope, and then Chicago, Chicago was at home, couldn't really hang your hat on that. They play different in domes. Then they won Monday Night Football against Lamar, who slaughters the Lions every time he played them, and then NFC for what it's worth. But the fact they had like 7 sacks, I think, um, took the ball on probably like Dylan and I were texting probably the greatest drive I've ever seen as a Lions fan. What was it, 98 yards, 11 minutes, just play after play, clutch, running right down their throats. Very impressive, I will say. They just notched themselves a very, very impressive win. What about you, Dylan?
Yeah, ditto. Nothing else to add. Lions are legit, unfortunately for us, and the tickets are
Yeah.
just skyrocketing as a result. But yeah, good for the Lions. Very cool. Big game, big weekend in sports, big weekend in football. Chiefs, Ravens. I think the loser of that's in trouble. Probably if it's Ravens lose, they're still gonna make playoffs. Chiefs lose, I don't think they make the playoffs. Um, and then yeah, let's keep going with that. College football, some awesome football this weekend. We're gonna talk more about it in the picks, but really, really awesome weekend. And we got the Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup thoughts, Max. What are we thinking here?
So I haven't seen much of it. I know they moved up the opening ceremony, but they led off with a video to the fans that are in the crowd of this is Bethpage Black. This is the hardest course in the world. Get ready for the Ryder Cup. And then players got introduced. So that was pretty electric. Um, I've seen some good videos about fans dressed and chanting and hooting and hollering. So I'm excited. Um, Hopefully the US pull it out. I just saw the pairings for Thursday today or no, for the weekend. Sorry, so it's gonna be
Tomorrow, yeah. Or
far
tomorrow.
Friday. Yep. Um, didn't really look at them yet, but I'm excited. Ryder Cup's
Do you
different type of
do
golf.
you know the format? Let's go with that. I think this is what needs to be explained for our GHLers, so who might not know, like
Yeah.
our dad. Go
So
ahead.
it's not your normal golf. You play holes. So it's like imagine you're going out with your buddies, saying, "All right, whoever wins this hole gets 1 point," and then they keep score like that. So you play the hole. Whoever shoots the best on the hole wins said hole, and you play through. And then once a team is so far ahead, they concede, and you don't even have to play all 18 holes. So that is how essentially it is played.
Sort of true. So there's three different ways of playing in all 3 days. So we'll go with the last day, Sunday. It's head to head. 12 golfers on each side, one versus one versus one versus one versus one versus one. So whoever has the best score wins that day, wins that point. 1 point per person per matchup. Saturday is, I believe, alternate shot. So this is essentially where you're paired up with someone. Max and I are teammates. I tee off every odd hole. Max tees off every even hole. And you alternate shot no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Friday, I believe, is essentially a best ball. So it's basically your what's it called when you are scramble? It's basically scramble, I believe. I believe it's scramble play on Friday, where you are with someone and you just take the best ball and then you're facing the team next to you. So pretty cool. It changes up every day. Um, Not everyone golfs Friday, not everyone golfs Saturday, everyone golfs Sunday. So very exciting to see the matchups. Very exciting to see who's with who. It's gonna be electric. It's in Long Island, New York. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of beers gonna be drunk, and a lot of fun to be had. So tune in. It's on NBC all weekend. It's gonna be sweet. Max, what else do you have for roundtable?
Uh, Nothing. I just got one Big Ten basketball. Big Ten basketball is going into the softest route. allowing every team to get into the Big Ten tournament. All 18 teams
Yeah.
will have a spot. So they went with participation trophy, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. It makes for more basketball, so that's all right.
Where's the Big Ten tournament at this year? Do you know?
Chicago.
It is in Chicago. Good job. With that, let's move on to our LTS Cooler Talk questions. Brought to you by the University of Toledo College of Law, where learning is a blessing and blessings are astronomical. Go to the metaphorical legal moon with UT Law. TOL,
EDO.
go Rockets. All right, Max, question one. How many NFL teams are in New York?
Well, I got the questions, but the ones in New York, there's going to be two.
Nope.
Actually, MetLife's not in New York.
What's your answer?
One.
That's correct. Lucky fucker. How many daughters does Lane Kiffin have? Save your questions for next week.
um, two.
It's correct. Well done. And one of them's dating who?
One of the middle linebackers for LSU. She just it's all over. She just announced it like Monday that they were dating. So on
We,
LSU Ole Miss week 2. So had
yeah,
to be had.
electric. How old is Sister Jean?
106.
Because you saw the update that she's no longer on site at Loyola Chicago, which is impressive. She was.
Yes.
Um, who is the last Tiger closer to have 30 plus saves in a season?
Jose Valverde.
Not too far off. There's two in between. Gregory Soto.
Oh, yeah.
Now a Met. He had 30 in 2022.
Yeah.
Last question. How many undefeated teams remain in the NFL and bonus point if you can name them?
Uh, two. Is it two?
It's not two.
What's the number? And I'll get the teams.
Six.
Damn, no, I don't know all six. I know like the Eagles, the Colts.
Yep.
Um,
Who beat the Ravens week one?
I don't know who did.
Bills.
Oh, yeah,
Keep
Bill.
going. Harbaugh.
Oh, Chargers.
Yep. NFC South.
Oh, the Bucks, my Bucks.
Yep. NFC West.
Um, 49ers.
There it is. Six.
All right.
Bills,
Nice.
49ers, Chargers, Colts. Crazy you got the Colts. Bucks, Eagles. All right, let's move on to the picking part of episode 145. Legal Teaching Engineer Sports. Pick. Max. Since you were gone, Matt and I did some picking. Matt did a very good, very bad job. You did a very pretty good job. I don't have the points in front of me, but you were tied up, I think, in NFL, and you were about 3.5 points ahead in college. So well done there.
Thank you.
This week's picker, Mister.
Robert Carr is currently in law school. Dylan and I had some scheduling conflicts. He had to meet with a professor. He's pursuing that Juris Doctorate, so that takes precedent. So Shabs Karzi, he did send his picks in, so I will have his picks, and so we'll give him his
Yeah, and
best. They
also
go.
we make rules on the fly. Any tie, if he does well and ties someone who's in first place who shows up, he gets a half point. He will not be the leader, right?
That
That's
is
how that.
understandable. That is
Yeah.
understandable.
So congrats on being smart and going through with your career and trying to be a productive individual in life, but not on this show. We're not going to. All right, let's get it going. Let's get to the college football games. Again, it's going to be an electric, amazing, fantastic weekend of college football. Last week of summer. No, it's fall. I know it's fall, and I'm very well aware, but we're going to be in the mid 70s. My pool's still out, and I want to watch a lot of football from the pool. So let's get it going, Max. We'll start with Saturday. We have some Thursday, Friday games. We'll go with Saturday. Notre Dame and Arkansas. Arkansas are 4.5 point underdogs. Who you got?
I'm going to go with Notre Dame. Um, Notre Dame minus 4.5. Don't really know. Arkansas's got the firepower to hang with them. So I'm going to go Notre Dame. It's kind of a random game, but I like it.
Carsey?
Carsey's going with Arkansas. He said he texted, I ain't riding with the Catholics. So he's going with Arkansas.
No Catholics on my card either. I'm with Arkansas. Notre Dame folded. when Texas A&M was in Notre Dame. It's in Arkansas. That crowd's going to be raucous as can be. So I'm on the Razorbacks. Let's move to game two. USC at Illinois. USC's already complaining about the times of the game. They hosted Michigan State, beat them down pretty bad. The latest game possible. Now they're at Illinois in the earliest game possible with a slight time difference. Illinois are 6.5 point underdogs, and because of all the bitching that USC is doing, I'm on Illinois plus 6.5. I think USC wins, but I'll take Illinois plus 6.5. Max.
After the shellacking Illinois just endured last weekend, I think they got a little fire under their ass. And the fact that USC is being the pretty boy losers and playing about a time change, you just had it for you. So I'm going with Illinois too. I think Illinois wins. And Carsey is also on Illinois, so a clean sweep there.
Like that. All right, Max, take me to game three with yourself first.
All right, myself, I'm going Indiana. In that same breath, the shellacking was pretty impressive, but it was Illinois, and I do not like Indiana's coach. I just think Iowa's not good. So Indiana's going to win and cover. And Carsey, for some reason, he's an Indiana fan, and he said, "Go Hoosiers!" And he texted, "Do you remember that wide receiver from college?" I do not, Carsey, but he fell in love with this kid, and ever since then, he's been an Indiana guy. So Indiana fan
Okay.
as well.
All right. Yeah, fuck the Hoosiers. Um, I'm on Iowa. I was actually very impressed with what they did at Rutgers last weekend. Very good offensive onslaught, had special teams, had defense turned it up a notch in the second half. I think Kirk Ferentz is going to have something that Indiana has not seen in 2 years. I think Indiana continues to. They just won a bunch of games at home. I don't think they've played a game on the road yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know I'm not wrong. First time on the road, they have to go to Hawkeye, Iowa City. Like, good luck with that. Not going to be fun time for them. I think Iowa covers and wins the game. Let's move to a Kiffin Bowl here. His son-in-law versus team. LSU at Ole Miss. Ole Miss are 1.5 point favorites. I think Ole Miss has the book on the LSU defense, and as a result, I think Ole Miss covers 1.5. I'm on the Rebels. Max, what about you?
I'm also on the Rebels here for the sole reason that Lane Kiffin implemented his daughter into the LSU defensive coordinating, and now he's got all the playbooks, like Dylan said. LSU's playing checkers, Lane Kiffin's playing chess. Give me the
Yep.
Rebels. Carsey is also on the Rebels at -1.5.
Don't love that. All right, Max, what's Carsey think about Ohio State at Washington? 8.5 point favorites are the Buckeyes.
So he specifically said, because I'm coming on a Michigan podcast, F the Buckeyes, I will not take them. Give me Washington 8.5. Amen.
Max,
Uh, I'm on the other side of that. I'm going to take Ohio State because Ohio State's so good. They're going to go win the national championship. They're going to blow Washington out. So give me Ohio State.
verbatim, my answer. I'm on Ohio State. I'm gonna take Washington with way more points later in life on Saturday, like plus 21.5. And I'm gonna hit my Washington money line, but Ohio State's more likely than not going to cover this with authority. So I'm on the Buckeyes too. Best team in the country by far. All right. Maybe the next two games of the weeks. Bama at Georgia plus 2.5. I'm actually on Alabama. I think they figured some things out. I think Georgia's really not all that. I think Alabama, if the offensive line shows up, makes this a field goal game, and by a field goal game, they lose by two at the buzzer. And by buzzer, I mean whistle. And by whistle, I mean end of the game. So I'm on the Crimson Tide plus 2.5. Max, what about you?
I just can't put my trust into the Crimson Tide just yet. I'm going to go Georgia. Just because it's on the road. If it was at Alabama, I think I would take Bama. But going into Georgia, I think it gives them that. Carsey is also on Alabama. So he's on Alabama. I'm on Georgia. He's on Bama.
Sounds good. Roll Tide. Let's hold off on the Big Ten game of the week. Game of the week, in my opinion. Let's go to BYU at Colorado. BYU, the Cougars, the Mormon Cougars, are 6.5 point favorites. Max, what do you got here?
All right. This is, I think, one of probably the first time I'm going to pick Colorado. I'm going to take Colorado here. I think they get this upset with a ranked team coming in. Folsom, going into Folsom. I think Dion gets the boys going, gets a win.
Boulder, isn't it Boulder, Colorado?
Boulder, Colorado, but the field's called Folsom.
Oh, probably, yeah. Who cares? It sounds right though. Um, Not so fast. No, it's BYU. It's BYU's beating the shit out of teams, and they're doing it with authority. Um, they've got to whoop on people being in the Big 12. There's not many good teams there, and Colorado's not a good team. They're a bad football team. Who they beat last week? Colorado beat someone shitty last week. UCF maybe. Doesn't matter. BYU's gonna roll. I think they could get in the playoffs, so I'm on the Cougars. Matt Alex, what does Robert say?
Carsey's on BYU. He texted, he goes, it's funny. He just said it's funny. BYU, it's funny. So I
All
think
right,
that's what he's implying, but BYU.
they soak and Colorado doesn't.
I think that's what he was getting at. Yeah.
All right. Let's move to the game of the week. Oregon Ducks at the Penn State Nittany Lions. Whiteout. Oregon 3.5 point underdogs. I've been to a whiteout, so let me talk on this one firsthand. The video where Shea Patterson, it's been circulating the Mo Bamba video of Shea Patterson basically getting a delay game on the first play. I was there. I was on the field in the end zone behind Shea Patterson. It wasn't that loud. Let's not like over exaggerate the situation here. It's just bad quarterback play. Oregon has a 5-star named Dante Moore. Oregon has 5 stars over the field. Penn State has some transfer wide receivers, and I understand people are defending their ass whole shitty dog dick play because they're playing shitty subpar teams so far this year. Doesn't matter. They're still not that great. They don't come up big. Head coach's name is
Who?
Penn State.
James Franklin.
Never wins a big game to save his life. Continues on that trend. Worst case, they win this game by 1 or 2, 3.5. Oregon, yeah, give me that. I'm on the Ducks big time. Max, what say you?
I'm on the Ducks as well. Verbatim for what you said. But I'm just going to throw more heat on James Franklin. He was on a recruiting trip at some school, and a kid goes, Michigan owns you. And he turned on his heels on this kid and said, shut the F up. Yeah, so James Franklin, not a good look, dude. Give me Oregon big. Oregon. Yeah,
Love
Oregon
that. Love
big.
that. Does Carsey follow suit?
Carsey does follow suit. He is on Oregon as well.
Love that. Good pick, Robert. All right, Max, let's move to our locks. Give me your two locks and then your dog of the week.
All right, my first lock is going to be Kansas minus 4.5 versus Cincy. I think Kansas gets the job done there with Jaden Daniels, or Jade Lynn, I should say.
Jalen, yeah.
Bama, I'm going with Georgia. I'm going to take Georgia minus 2.5 is my other lock. It's a tight board. Pick on a lock this week. And then my dog, Baylor at Oklahoma State. Take Oklahoma State plus 20.5. We're going through it right now. I think they're going to get up for whoever the interim head coach is, and they're going to cover that 20.5.
28,
20, just 20.
20.5. All right. Yeah, it's probably a bad pick. They've given up. My dog of the week, I'll start with the Tulls. I'm picking the battle of the Tulls. Tulsa plays Tulane. Tulsa plus 14.5 on the road. I saw a lot of Tulsa. They beat Oklahoma State. They have a pretty good offense. White boy quarterback can move around a little. Tulane got whooped on by Ole Miss. Tulane was my Power 5 pick. So Tulane does have to win the game. I think they will. But Tulsa will cover 14.5. My locks, Kansas. I'm with you, Max. I had it written down before you said anything. I had it at 5.5. I'm going to take the 4.5 with you. And then my other lock is actually a Big Ten game, Northwestern, minus 6.5 home against UCLA. UCLA may be the worst team in all of FBS football. Northwestern gets them at home. I think it's a 3:30 game, so still not going to be able to adjust for UCLA. They're in a world of hurt. So I'll take Northwestern to win my touchdown. All right, let's move on to the NFL. And let's start with the Thursday game, which will help decide a winner or loser as this game comes out, or as this podcast comes out. I'll hit lead off. I'm on the Seahawks big time. Cardinals lost Connor, one of my starting running backs in fantasy football, so that blows for me. They've got doesn't look like Michigan corner Will Johnson. He sounds like he's going to be out. An offensive tackle sounds like he's out. Some injury concerns. Seahawks are a better football team, so minus 1.5 on the road. I feel like that's easy money, so I'll take the Seahawks. Max.
Wow, I didn't know all that, and I picked the Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Seahawks even harder. Give me the Hawks over the other birds, battle of the birds. And Carsey is also on the Seahawks. So clean sweep to start.
Love that. What does Carsey think about our game in Ireland? First ever NFL game in Ireland between the Vikings and Steelers. Steelers are 2.5 point underdogs.
So he's taking the Vikings. He can't stand Aaron Rodgers, he said in capital letters, stand. So he's adamant about that. But I'm on the other side. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers plus 2.5 on this one. Uh, Vikings are still wheeling back a quarterback. JJ's kind of coming more into late as their franchise guy. So give me the Steelers.
I'm on the Steelers too. Shouldn't be. Vikings have Jordan Addison back. Vikings have Justin Jefferson. Steelers defense looks really bad, but I just think it's a game where veteran play and a swaggier squad will win because you have all the travel stuff. You have being overseas. Yeah, I'm on the Steelers. They have a very expensive defense. Maybe they finally show up this weekend. Let's move. Also, sorry to Robert for not including the Giants Chargers game. I think we all know how that's going to end up, but hopefully, like, good luck to his darter boy. Some darkshin or a dart. What do you want to say? Some dart action, darkshin. I don't
Darkshin.
know.
Some
All
Darkshin.
right, darkshin. But sorry, Robert. But let's go Eagles Bucks. Bucks are 3.5 point underdogs at home. Max, by you.
I'm actually taking the Bucks here. This is a battle of Don Beatons, as Dylan quizzed me on earlier. Bucks at home, I like that. I like Baker. He's gonna get the job done. Carsey is also on the Bucks. Not an Eagles guy. Just gonna leave it at that. Not an Eagles guy.
Yeah, we've already indicated he's an NFC East guy, not naming the Eagles. So yeah, it makes sense. I'm on the Bucks team. It's a sweep. Let's go to Ford Field. Lions are now it's now on FanDuel a 10 point spread. We got it at 8.5 when we picked this. We're gonna stick with 8.5, which makes it a little easier for me to stick with the Lions at 8.5 at home. The Lions aren't like the Packers. Lions are gonna take care of business against shitty teams. Lions win this game by almost 20 points. Max?
Yeah, agreed. Especially at home. The Browns aren't gonna know to hit them. They're just gonna keep coming, and Dan's gonna run the score up. So give me the Lions. Carsey is also on the Lions.
All right, it's a sweep. Max, what do you think about Colts at Rams?
Another good one. Danny Dimes is playing real well, but I'm going to go with the Rams. Matthew Stafford and Puka and the other guy, Devontae Adams. I like the Rams here. So I'm going to go with the Rams. Carsey's on the Colts. He said the only reason I'm taking the Colts is finally because Danny Dimes is playing like he's supposed to and should have with the New York Giants.
New Jersey Giants. You weren't wrong. Yeah, he's not wrong either. I'm on the Colts, but it's only to do with the way the Rams play. They just play down to the team's level that they play. I don't think the Colts are better than the Rams, but I think the Colts are sneaky good enough to compete with the Rams, which means 3.5 is going to play. I'm on the Colts. I think the Rams win the game, knock off the Colts for the first time this year, but give me the 3.5. Let's go to maybe the game. No, definitely the game of the week. Ravens at Chiefs. Ravens are 2.5 point favorites, and I think the Ravens win by 30 points. I'm in the Ravens minus 2.5.
I'm also on the Ravens minus 2.5, and I do think the Chiefs are in shambles after this week. They're going to be pointing fingers and turning heads at the issues going on there. Carsey is also on the Ravens, so another clean sweep there.
Let's go to Sunday Night Football. Packers at Cowboys. Packers are 6.5 point favorites. I think it might have jumped up to 7.5. We got 6.5. Max, what do you think here?
Yeah, I think I like riding with the Cowboys, but I'm going to go with the Packers. Jerry Jones is putting his foot in his mouth, and he's opening up a can of worms, saying that they're not going to show any love to Micah or do anything with that, and that's just going to piss him off. Yeah, give me the Packers 6.5.
Yeah, and I agree. 6.5. Pissing Mike off, not smart. They as in the Packers got embarrassed by the Browns, not good. And the Cowboys defense is in shambles, especially the secondary, where I think Jordan Love's going to find his new friend Matthew Golden for multiple touchdowns this weekend. Does Carsey agree with us?
Carsey does agree with us. He
The
hates
NFC.
Cowboys.
NFC East hater. Love that for him. All right, let's move to the last game on our slate. Game one of the two Monday night football games. Jets at Dolphins. Battle to find out who's the shittiest team then in the AFC East. Dolphins are 2.5 point favorites. Max, what do you think?
All right, this is a question. Is Justin Fields back?
Does not sound right. It sounds like Tyrod Taylor is going to be playing.
All right, give me the Dolphins minus 2.5. There, I had question marks on it, but taking that info, I'm going to go with the Dolphins minus 2.5 at home.
All right, I'm going to agree with the Dolphins. They looked pretty all right against the Bills. They have more weapons, and I don't think the Jets defense is very good, so I'll take the Dolphins.
Carsey is also on the Dolphins
We knew that because AFC East team. So,
here.
all right, good picking, Robert. Thanks for joining us. Not really, but really, thank you. Max, give me your locks for the NFL.
All right, so I'm going to go with the game we did not talk about. Washington at Atlanta. Atlanta's plus 1.5. I'm going to take Atlanta plus 1.5. They're going to win that game. Washington's still in shambles. Um, they go as Jaden Daniels goes, and they ain't got him. So, and then my next one's the Eagles at the Bucks. I'm going to take the Bucks 3.5.
So, you're taking the Falcons, who failed to score a point last weekend against the Panthers, right?
Yeah,
And the Commanders are in shambles after defeating the Raiders big time with Mariota, right?
yeah.
Okay, that's probably going to hit. You have all
As
the
a
logic.
lock.
You have all the logic wrong, and it's probably going to work out for you. Crazy stuff. Um, all right, I'm going to go with my locks. I'm on Raw. It's 2 weeks in a row. I'm going to go for week three in a row, anytime touchdown. And then it's still plus money every time I bet it, by the way. It's better money than your picks. And then my other lock is Ravens minus 2.5. I just think they're a far superior team than the Chiefs. All right, good picking, Max. Any final thoughts before we get out of here for this week?
No, enjoy the sports, enjoy the weather. Saturday is action packed. Sunday is action packed. Watch some golf. It'll turn you on to more
Yeah.
golf.
USA, USA, USA. That's my final thought. All right, good stuff, Max. Good stuff. Carzy, that's all for episode 145 of Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. Pick. Our quote from Billy Ocean: "When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Come on, Tigers, let's go. Get into the playoffs and we have something fun to talk about." That's all. Episode 145, Legally Teaching Engineer Sports.